Y254. Imagine.
Now, under Herrera, while playing for Real Zaragoza, they won a match against Levante in 2011, quite a long time ago. And a lot of us might ask, why exactly would he be followed up on a case that was finished in 2014 and the defense was already established that he was innocent? Well, the same defense that he raised is the same that his attorneys are raising now. Under Herrera has once again claimed his innocence. Now, I'd like to ask you just briefly, why exactly would they focus on Under Herrera for match-fixing allegations? Yet we know that these things happen.
If you've been very keen before World Cups, yeah, players are normally implicated in so many things, so that maybe they can lose focus, or they cannot be called to the national teams. So Herrera, the saga happened in 2011. Exactly. 7 years down the line, and it was his team that won. Were they to lose, they were to be dropped to the second division. So it's alleged that his team won because because the Levante's players, the opponents, were paid to lose for them. So until now, it's just allegations.
Might he have been an agent in this supposed payment to Levante to lose the game?
Maybe he participated. Maybe all the leads are linking him to the allegations. You never know.
So you are saying, briefly, that he is probably guilty. But you know, no one is ever guilty until proven. I mean, everyone is always innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah, that's true.
I think perhaps it raises some suspicion to say that, you know, his team, which was Real Zaragoza at that time, would have been relegated if they would have lost. Now, for him to have brought this, if he really did, for him to have connived with Levante to lose, it caused Deportivo La Coruña to be relegated. Yeah. But, you know, I'm trying to understand, in as much as maybe he was involved or not, but in 2014, this had already been finished. His defense was raised by his attorney to say that he was innocent. And right now, he is raising the same defense. Well, and the court had seen it, and why wait until now for them to bring these allegations back again?
Maybe the investigators have gathered a new evidence. They want to use it against him. So maybe that is the reason.
Might that just be their own reason?
Yeah.
I find it rather a confusing coincidence that the World Cup is just around the corner, and they're bringing this upon him. Perhaps what more insight could you bring to us about this?
You know, trust me, between now until June, many allegations will come up concerning players everywhere, those who are going to participate in the World Cup. So for you to take me to the court, you must have enough evidence. Maybe the prosecutors and the investigators have found a new evidence that linking him to the saga. You never know.
Or perhaps the fixer is being fixed.
What
exactly do you think would be the effect of this? If he is found guilty, what will be the effect of this to his country coming to the World Cup?
First of all, it's coming from Spain, but Spain has so many quality players. So him missing to make it to the Spain squad doesn't bear any water to the national team.
So why target him?
Evidence.
Yeah, evidence, but Spain has got a lot of players. Yeah. Maybe, you know, starting forward from where you stated that new evidence might have emerged. Yeah. And then you also said that maybe they are fixing him. Yeah. So if new evidence has been received right now, and they're trying to fix him, then it means there must be a motive behind this. Then it means he is a valuable player. So how will this really affect Spain?
The first thing is that the law doesn't consider that he's going to the World Cup. The law is very clear. Match fixing is an offense. Once you take part in it, you're capable to be prosecuted and be jailed. So they're just pursuing him because it is an offense, not because of him as a good player for the national team. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then we're going to move on to the next item. Now, remember, 22162 is the number that you're going to text me on, starting with the word news. Hit me up on Twitter at Y254 channel, hashtag Y254 updates, or at official Razaki, and I'll be very delighted to hear from you. Now, to the next story, we have following the closure of the January transfer window in England and Scotland, clubs can sign free agents as long as they were without a club at the time of the transfer deadline. Now, the transfer window will officially reopen in the summer, although clubs can arrange to sign players before that point, and the window remains open in some countries this month. Okay, now we're going to talk briefly about the transfers. We know Aubameyang has already transferred and how it's going to affect the teams. Perhaps we can start with a brief introduction of the fixtures before we go into it, just to give us a perspective of how these transfers are going to affect the EPL. Now, Tottenham Hotspurs on Saturday, which is tomorrow, will be playing against Arsenal at half past midday rather. Everton will be playing against Crystal Palace. That's at 3 in the afternoon. We will have a lot of Stoke City versus Brighton. We have Swansea versus Burnley. We have West Ham versus Watford. Well, amazingly, I cannot see Aubameyang's team here. Borussia definitely. Now, Manchester City will be playing against Leicester. On Sunday, the 11th of February, Huddersfield Town will be playing against Bournemouth. Newcastle United will be playing against Manchester United. Southampton against Liverpool. And on Monday, Chelsea will be playing against West Bromwich Albion. Now, all of these teams we've mentioned here would not even have Arsenal, who have undergone a transfer. But from your understanding, definitely these are not the only matches that are going to be played in this season. What exactly do you think these switches and shifts of players are going to bring generally to all the teams that have been involved in the transfers?
You know, when a player is roped into the team, he must shake up the technical approach of the team and the fielding. So bringing Aubameyang into the team must shake up the team tactically and fielding. So it has an impact that may swing on either sides, maybe negatively or positively to them. And for a player to fit in the team, he must gel with the players, with the other players, the teammates. He's only trained with them for now 1 week.
Exactly, only 1 week. Do you think that's adequate time for him to prepare?
No.
Or is he going to be a substitute? Because it doesn't make sense for you to come and start playing just 1 week after you have entered the team. And then thereafter, you're expected to perform in the field. And also, it is not fair for you to transfer from your team into a new team. For example, in the case of Aubameyang from Dortmund to Arsenal, for him to transfer to Arsenal. And now that I think the matches are being played, for him to be a substitute. What do you think exactly? Is this not a dilemma situation for, I think, both the coach and Aubameyang?
Okay, because the team doesn't have clinical coaches like him, he must just come in and step up to the team. He'll start the match like the other match he started. He cannot be introduced in the second half because the team is struggling up front. So, but tactically, it's not the best option. He must come to the team, train with them, learn about the tactics, learn about his teammates, the moves, the runs, everything about team formation. But now they sold Giroud, they sold Alexis, some of the best players in that team. They were strikers, so they lack strikers.
I believe Aubameyang has got the caliber to play for any team that selects him. Let's call them big team, as many people would like to say. He's got the caliber to play for any of these big teams that we know, like Arsenal, Manchester United, and other bigger teams, of course. So, but I see a bit of a difference in the game that is going to play, because I mean the leagues are totally different. Borussia Dortmund in Germany, and Arsenal is on another league altogether, the Champions League, Europa League. So how exactly would he balance and fit into a game and play not as a substitute, but to make it to the first 11? How do you think he's going to adapt to this?
Adaptations takes time. You cannot just come and adapt to the team immediately. It takes time, and team formations also, they need time for the team to be in good shape. So Aubameyang coming into the team, he has a lot of pressure to bear. He has to deliver, and Wenger too is also setting him up.
Thank you very much. And I find this really, really not as pressuring as initially when I used to have Arsenal sports fanatics here with me. Oh, really suffocate me with Arsenal this, Arsenal that, Arsenal that. But I found really, perhaps you can select a team much later. Maybe in the backstage you can tell me which team is yours so that if it loses, the viewers will not get to know. Thank you very much, though, for joining me here in this discussion. And definitely thank you for joining me from home. Tuning into this makes it really special. And you're the ones that make the show. Now, thank you very much for tuning in. And remember, we can always continue this conversation on 22162, starting with the word news. And also hit me up on Twitter at official Y254, channel #Y254 updates. Also, you can follow me on my Twitter handle, that's officialrazaki, at officialrazaki. And the conversation has always got to go on. I'll be very delighted to interact with you. Now, until next time, from the entire production team, my name is AbdulRazak Ingutia. Have a very good evening.